Guys, welcome back. This time it appears to all be good and working. Spotty here in the top left corner of the map on King Sejong Station. Tied up now in map 3. It is CM Storm's Revival.
In the bottom right, as the blue Protoss, it's Axiom's Alicia.
And my apologies go out. I did try and get the team logos up real quick before the game started, but didn't quite have time. They quickly wanted to get back into action, and I don't blame them. So we've still got those wonderful looking team colors. But King Sejong, I'd say more so than even the last map. This is one of those maps where you kind of got to expect that all in. Now it kind of sucks his Revival. I mean, I really don't know what he could have done a whole lot different, other than maybe not taking the engagement up the ramp. I mean, he cut drones at the 8. It was pretty perfect. He had roaches, he had lings. This is a hard position to be in.
Yeah, I gotta say, just not take that engagement up the ramp. Force out some force fields, lose like 5 lings, but otherwise wait until he comes down. I don't know. Alicia just played that really well. Good force fields, calm under pressure, big Protoss army. What can go wrong?
I guess, no, that is a good point too, because the reason I bring this up is I really didn't want anyone to look at that and be like, oh my god, Protoss OP, because I mean that's what it looks like when you look at the way that game starts snowballed quickly. But do keep in mind, guys, like towards the end of it, it was getting pretty darn close. Without those force fields, we saw the stalkers starting to fall off. There's no blink to keep them alive. A couple lings could have perhaps wrapped around. I mean, really, that game was a lot closer than I think it may have looked from afar. But we'll see if Revival can play closer, better, whatever the case may be. The winner of this, let's see, who does the winner of this fight?
Wow.
Alright, he's like, F this, get some cannons down. It's gonna cancel? Didn't expect that at all, actually.
Yeah, I didn't expect that from Revival. Revival did go for a pull first. He drone scouted. He wouldn't know what was going on, so, I mean, he was gonna go for the pull first, and now he's going for, well, a supply block, actually. That's why he's making links.
I like that he started to put some of the drones here in hold position to lock out. Like, you physically obviously can't build a cannon here, but as we see, it's a little bit scary just how close these are getting to completing. Sadly, they will not.
Yeah, and that's 2 pylons that is going to be awkward. But he did cancel the hatchery.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, he could have held, like, that same hold would have happened with the hatchery, right?
Yeah,
like that's what kind of blows my mind on this one.
I think he wanted to cancel so he could get lings. Like, that's the only thing I can imagine, right? But then he was supply blocked, and it was just like, oh, damn, no, that didn't work out. I can't think of another reason as to why you would do that, unless you were pretty sure the cannons were gonna get up, but drones are already on the way. I don't know. Anyways, that is 2 pylons investment for Alicia, and you know the variety, like the cancels that he got on the cannons and whatnot. But Revival has to remake this hatchery, so it probably works out for Alicia better.
So I was looking to see, before this got all sorts of weird, who was going to be playing the winner of this, and the winner of this actually plays against either Gumio or Center. So suddenly I'm incredibly more enthused, obviously, as a Terran player, because Center is a regular here in the OlimoLeague. He's won a monthly, he's won a lot of the weeklies too, but Gumio is kind of the new contender. If he beats out, quite frankly, if either of them win, it doesn't matter who wins this series, because the next one's going to be pretty darn good, I think. Because I think both Alicia and Revival, maybe less Alicia, but I know Revival for sure is a lot better versus Terran than he does versus Protoss. I'm sorry. Just...
Sure.
I don't think I've ever heard your voice go that deep. That was weird. I'm sorry. It caught me off guard.
Is it really? Was it really that deep?
It was like a drum, man.
Oh, okay then.
Well, start getting ahead of Alicia. Not too shocking on King Sejong.
Right, yeah.
So close.
It is King Sejong, and it is a ZVP. What else is new? If he opens with an Oracle, as you said, it's really close to the natural. Opens with Phoenixes, that's good too. If he opens up the Void Rays, that would be interesting, but I've only seen it once or twice, and never again, so I'm gonna go with no on that one.
So you want to hear some fun Twitch stats while we're waiting for action to begin with the Oracle?
Okay.
Twitch added this really cool feature where, and this is, if you guys don't know this, try this out right now. On any stream, you could right-click the video and go to video playback stats or Twitch player 1.21, like all these other cool options. If you do video playback stats, it'll show you like drop frames, it'll show you the FPS of a stream, etc. But I think it rounds really heavily down. Because as you guys know, I run 59 FPS, not 60 on base rate TV, and because of this, Twitch seems to detect it as 30/31 FPS.
That is odd.
But it's cool because you could actually take it to other streams too and see like, oh yeah, it's very clear. Control uses like 30 FPS, whereas Red Bull or WCS uses 60. By the way, the quality of the WCS stream, fantastic. Like I was so glad it looked so good.
Well, on Source, it looked fantastic. Apparently, everything else is kind of crap.
Oh really? That sucks.
Yeah. It's their way to make you pay. Although they gave you kind of for free, I mean, if you bought any other season. Anyways, that Oracle gets out alive, does some damage. Rival not expecting it, I think, and the wings don't do anything on the third.
No, I can't. We'll get up to. He's getting that SimCity down, so at least should be okay. This Oracle, I mean, 5 kills. Not the greatest, but it's one of those things where he keeps it alive for the rest of the game. Maybe it's really, really good. We see those revelations come down. I mean, this doesn't have to be used all at once in the early game.
We have Alicia adding on a lot of gateways again. So he did this on Overgrowth, right? We're used to seeing 3-base Blink all-ins with +2 like all the time. Really common. But no Blink, just with 1 upgrade. I'd say it's a little more rare.
I almost wonder there's not really a lot of sentries with a lot of energy here. Like I'm almost wondering how effective this attack will be, because of course it's sentries that make the army so strong, not 40 zealots charging in head first, but more that it's 40 zealots charging in head first to half the army because it's been cut up by those force fields. So I don't know how I feel about Alicia doing this. If he had more sentries already, maybe I agree with this a little more, but this gateway all in without a void ray, without some sort of assistance, I feel it's gonna be very difficult to execute.
Ooh, the Oracle. Well, he is following it up with the Blink. And so it's coming. And, I mean, if he chronos it out, and depending how long the fight actually goes, I don't know, sometimes it does finish, but right now he's going to be Blink list, but he's attacking, I think, sooner than he normally would. He's trying to look to do something with that. There's always the option of the recall as well, which is probably why his attack works the way it does, right? Like, I mean, I don't have a lot of great tech, but okay, never mind. I thought he was going to go for Blink, but he goes for Charge at Archon, so never mind everything. Interesting. We don't see this much at all anymore. It's all about the Blink Stalkers.
Yeah. I guess this could be one of those moves that Alicia is hoping to catch his rival off guard. I mean, Charge at Archon is pretty darn good. But, ooh, force fields here. Not too bad to start. Doesn't let any lings in, that's kind of the big deal.
Yep. Not to the sentries, at least. Zealot's holding on really well. The Stalkers do go down, but as he wasn't investing a lot into Stalkers, I guess that's not a big deal. He's gonna do a Charge at Archon. All in. 9. I mean, it's like it's an all in. It's an all in on 3 bases with all your gases taken. So like all in's kind of up in the air. But
I mean, I think like Wings of Liberty, we saw this a decent amount. Not a whole lot, but it's a decent amount. I've seen this a couple of times in professional play where it's worked out really well. Hawk vs. Red at DreamHack was a pretty fun example of this, but Alicia doing this for the first time that I've seen in a long time. Let's see if we can make this work.
Yeah, I'm just wondering how it pairs up against Swarm Host, because if you do this attack and then followed it with Blink Stalkers, you get an attack that hits before they get Swarm Hosts or Mutas, I think. And you deal damage, or you kill them while they're coming out and you actually win in the best case scenario. Or you go to the long game, you have Blink, you can run around and do stuff. And Alicia is also getting Blink, just not as fast as you would normally see. So I gotta wonder how this army right now deals with Swarm Hosts.
I mean, I guess the idea is like, even though the Archons can be really clumsy and break the force fields, you do only need force fields to stop Locusts from coming in. Their range is 3, it's garbage.
Oh, that's that driven down real fast. Yeah,
you can recall. Oh, it is recall. Nice.
Oh. Yeah, that was nice.
Meanwhile, Zealot run by segmented up here for the top right. They will be intercepted though.
I mean, now it's funny. In that first game, he never got Archons, even when the Mutas came out into play. Maybe he couldn't afford it, but now he actually gets Archons long before he even gets Blink.
Yeah, this is anything but standard out of Alicia, and I applaud it. I thought it was cool. It's a nice little blitz move there. The Archons deal so much damage to anything biological, so splash damage be damned. What he used with those force fields was really good to keep those locusts back. The problem is this probably won't carry him through the rest of the game against locusts. I mean, they're just, they don't have the sustainability or the range.
Alright, but that is why he's going into the normal tech, but Revival is doing actually exactly what he did for the most part in game number 1. Now, he got a couple of roaches, but that was probably because he saw the attack coming and realized that he didn't only want swarm hosts. But, you know, he's going for swarm hosts and mutas, and maybe even an Ultralisk Cavern if he can get up there.
I like this distraction force in the north, so these elves can get on top of that hatchery trying to be rebuilt.
Alicia did great harass in that first game. He kept getting both outlying bases. Ooh. He even killed that gold.
He kills now too, not a cancel.
Yeah, but my point is that Alicia still lost that game, right? Swarm hosts, they don't really die, so that buys you a lot of army without actually trading out, as Zerg usually does. And while he's not in the absolutely perfect position that he was last game, or I mean, he wasn't really in that perfect position, but I'd say he's in a worse position in this game. It's still okay. I think he could still hold on and get to that late game where Alicia did start to just kind of phase out as he did not get a fourth. This attack is right in the face of Revival's fourth, though. Good force, almost good force fields.
And he really needed one more, but he can still just recall. So, I mean, I'm loving these hit and run attacks. They're being fantastic for the incredibly low amount of supply he has. He is making the best of it.
Yeah, I'm worried about the fact that he has, you know, the mutas are on the way. Now, it is a huge warped of Stalkers, so that kind of takes care of that. But on the Militia Core, it can't overcharge more than one Nexus, so it's got to be either, you know, the main or the natural, and even then there's going to go to the other base anyways. We get attacks heading up everywhere, in the back, up in front. Actually, Revival moves over to the back.
Even though this does get torn down, not that big of a deal for the time being. Can just re-wall it off too. Meanwhile, Alicia going for those back rocks yet again. That hatchery is up, and these zealots should be able to cancel it. Is it cost effective? Not at all. But if you take away your opponent's economy, it's always going to be worthwhile.
I did not notice Alicia got a second Stargate already. He's already on his way to dealing with the mutas. I mean, after that first game, we figured out like, well, you're probably gonna get mutas after this, aren't you? So. Again, though, Revival, well, he cleans this up, which is nice. I think he lost a couple of, maybe some drones and definitely some lings, but he cleans it up. He's still on 5 bases and 67 drones, which isn't bad at all, and he is maxed out right now. So now it's really time for him to take control of the game. Where Alicia, you know, now it's time for him to decide how am I going to get that fourth, because that was one thing that I was missing on that Overgrowth game.
Oh, man. The scary thing is, though, like, despite what he has, like, sadly, Charge Lots, Archons, and even the Cemental Blade stock is going to struggle getting home in time to deal with this. We got Phoenix is trying to help. The Graviton beaming some of the roaches up, but as we see, not quite the best response because he's got to segment something up to chase these lings, and then the mutas could just sweep in, and there they go. Running into the Phoenix is a small mistake there. Actually, it's going to cost him a lot of mutas. But he's still got to deal with these lings, and this has been a nuisance to say the least.
Kills, I mean, it's 22 to 19 workers killed. The Rival slightly in the lead.
Those Archons can cover. Oh, why are you running with the Archons?
Why didn't you, no fortune overcharge. There we go. There it is. And he's losing, a lot of mutas. Maybe he's sticking around a little too long. Loses almost 3. Yeah.
Meanwhile, Roach is heading towards this base. There are a couple cannons up that will buy him a little bit of time to reposition, but Revival's doing a really good job trying to pull Alicia apart. You know, he was attacking the back end. He was running the Locust forward. We got the constant threat of Mutalisks here, and the Roaches are not exactly being dealt with quickly, although these DTs are doing work.
Yeah, very nice. Very nice. But I really do fear that it's going to be like that first game, you know, where Alicia can't get a fourth or doesn't choose to even try. And he's going to attack here. But remember, with the combination of Locusts, Roaches, and Mutas, he did lose out in that fight.
Oh, an interesting trade possibly going on here.
I'm not sure why he didn't just go for the Nexus. This is
I thought
adding so much DPS.
Yeah,
go for the...
dive it and just get out of there, right? Like, scot-free. That's the goal of the attack anyways, right? But now there's Blink Stalkers on top of the Mutalisks. It's going to be hard to get away.
That was weird. That was weird. I mean, it's not really mining anyways. Maybe you could argue like whether it's worthwhile, but I think it is.
Yo, I find it interesting too that he only goes 2 Stargates. We see so many Protoss players just slap down 3 because of the eventual Tempest swap, right? But he gets on top of this. There's really not that many Locust Swarm hosts, so sadly are getting the Force Fields rather getting broken by the Archons. Clumsy oofs that they be, but making a lot of damage to this fight. Meanwhile, it looks like Lings have flooded into the National. DT should eventually be able to clean this up. Only real threat here are the Mutas. He has lost a lot of what he has in the front lines, but keep in mind he didn't really have that much in the first place.
Oh, kidding. Observers, move to the north.
There we go.
There we go.
Yeah. Survival's lost a lot in the defense here. He's done a bit of damage across the field, but I think at the end of the day, the DTs and the Phoenixes are going to win this game above all else.
Maybe. Yeah. I gotta contribute to those as well. Revival, he's sticking with the Mutas. He's going all out in the Mutas. And with 38 Mutas, the last ones pop out against, well, it will be 9 Phoenixes. Although I don't think they have yet. They don't have the upgrade. It would require a pretty much perfect scenario, I think, for Revival, you know, to catch the Phoenix out of position when the Micro's not there, or to catch, like, Colossus out of position, for example. It is, you know, back to that old-fashioned base trade, though, where the Protoss does get just a little, you know, like, you know, F trying to defend all the time, and they'll go ahead and try and push out, but the difference is he still has a lot of Phoenixes. If only he had that upgrade, that'd be so much easier.
Did he not get Indian Pulse Crystals? Oh, he didn't. You're right. Still, though, he's taking pretty good fights, pretty good trades. The thing is, though, regardless of the Mutas over here, you can't deal with the army over here. These 2 Archons, as long as they don't die foolishly, those Mutas will never be able to dive and clump the way they need to pick off the Stalkers effectively. So, the fight at home's not going so well. But at the same time,
yeah.
I don't think you win a trade versus a Protoss player in this position.
I don't know. I really thought that maybe the final engagement would be like, you know, the Protoss Death Ball altogether, but now that he caught the Phoenixes out of position and was able to kill them, as there is no such thing as really perfect micro against non-Indian Pulse Crystals Phoenix, but
he's actually able to come home after catching all those using those DTs across the map like this. Actually working out really nice for him.
Yeah.
He's racking up the kills. So many drone slash, so many probes killed this game too, but for Alicia's sake, I think.
Win.
Well, I guess he's out of that Nexus. That really puts him out. Actually, I'm surprised he's going for another Stargate right now. Like seriously, dude, you need a base to mine from.
He still has enough to do it though. The main net's not down. He still has.
Oh, but he just clubbed on top of the Archon.
Down.
Oh, so much splash damage taken there for Revival. What little army is left starting to dwindle, and that's
no link support whatsoever.
No,
and even then, the Colossus were still there.
That's game. GG. All right, Revival will fall, and Alicia will take the series 2-1.
And we have Keen versus Impact.